troubled by strange noises in the middle of the night.
Welcome to the SLUSH podcast, the only place on the internet where we cover Ghostbusters to baby diapers and everything in between.
Episode 34.
Four.
34.
We made it again.
Questions, baby.
It's
That's
a
our
big
title.
question one. Actually, my first question is for Sully.
Oh shit! Oh, we're starting right off the bat.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We'll get
Dude.
into some stuff, but I just need to know.
Where's the loop, dude?
Give me an update on you know what.
Oh, no.
Yeah, baby. I need to know what's happening with Kendrick Lamar and Drake right now.
Okay, so as of right now, I think the beef has died down.
Really?
It's been a few weeks already. I think they're just trying to, because obviously like when Drake released the Heart Part 6, because Kendrick used to make songs called the Heart Parts, all of his own singles, and then Drake did that to kind of take the opportunity away from him, quote unquote. And then obviously there was the shooting in front of Drake's estate.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, which is confirmed to be unrelated to the events of their beef and the amount of people rallying behind Kendrick or whatever. I haven't really heard any new establishing news. I think that it's just kind of settled that Kendrick won.
Well,
Overall.
doesn't Kendrick have beef with Michael Che from Saturday Night Live now?
I couldn't confirm that, but I do remember.
You should look into that.
We need answers, Sully.
Andrew,
You're
come
right.
on, man.
Shit.
I was like, is he... but yeah, I don't think anything is coming out of it now. I just think because they accuse each other of some heavy accusations, it's all like who actually has the receipts that can really prove it
But
at this point.
remember, Sully, you're too young to remember. Matt, remember back in the day when rappers had beef? They would do a diss track, and then somebody died in an SUV.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
I mean, come on. Like, they got to step it up. These guys are weak now.
Wow.
What do you mean? There was a shooting in Drake's house. It was like,
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
There was a shooting in Biggie's car and Tupac's car, and they both died. Come on.
You're telling like, you want Drake or Kendrick dead? What's going on?
I didn't say that. To be fair, I've been lied to about Drake my whole life.
Wow.
As far as I was concerned, he couldn't walk.
That's awesome.
He was already shot.
Oh
Exactly.
my God, this is getting dark. I love it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know anything
Oh.
about. Sully wanted to do an episode on rap beefs, and I was like, I literally don't know anything about it.
Well, you were like, yo, let's continue something about hip hop, and then we're throwing some hip hop ideas, and you're like, let's do a 3x3 in hip hop. It's like my whole 3x3 was all hip hop. Like, what more do you want me to talk
No.
about?
I mean, not all of it was hip hop though. You had some electronic stuff in there.
Most of it was hip hop.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like the 3x3 I did for the music stuff. Those were our favorite albums. There's tons of other, if we just do like you could do 80s or 90s, or you could do like indie or mainstream. There's a lot of different ways you could go. Different
just
channels.
like generation, just like
Yeah.
generational.
Yeah,
kind of.
you could just really get into the nitty gritty of really individual styles. I think that's kind of where I was
Yeah.
going, but I don't know anything about the beefs. I don't know anything. So
If
Yeah,
you're going
I-
to talk beefs, you have to go right back to Ice Cube and NWA.
I brought that up too. And I was like, Ice Cube, NWA. Could talk about that.
Like, those are like the best. That was like the best diss tracks ever.
See, you and John can do that episode, and I'll just be like this.
No, that's about as far as I
That's
get.
me. All the space episodes.
Yeah.
You should just, I mean, I guess with space, I don't know. I find the rap diss stuff is just kind of like, to me, like, I don't know. It's like celebrity gossip. I'm just not really into it. I'm like, I don't know. It's cool. I get it. It's a major part of the history of like, their albums that are coming out and why the songs are written out the way they are. But I don't know.
You just gave it away why they have beef. They don't. I bet they really don't have beef. They just want to sell more albums.
That would be wild, wouldn't it? It's all
Right?
engineered.
Well, a lot of times that's where I kind of felt like a lot of beefs that I've seen have been like kind of geared towards. Like before this one, I thought like the MGK versus Eminem was like pretty mild at best. Like, oh yeah, Eminem kind of shot the shot and got MGK to just be pop artists at this point. I was
What
like,
about
oh okay.
Moby? Remember him and Moby had the beef?
Oh,
That I do remember.
that hot minute.
So bad.
Yeah.
It was like the lamest beef ever.
But yeah, and then there wasn't really like many beefs like that. Like other ones you can really see are like more small town or local areas you can check out. Uh, but this one was like the most like obviously the most popular because like most critically acclaimed and commercial successful artist. And then they were accusing each other of like some career-ending type shit. I was like, whoa, this is if usually they're just kind of like taking jabs at just
you know
generally.
how
Go
I
on.
knew it was over though? Not weekend updates. Saturday Night Live just had their season finale, and on the last episode of the year, they always get the two hosts, Colin Jost and Michael Che, to write each other's jokes, but they don't get to see them. They have to read them live on air.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah. So literally, Michael Che is sitting there, and Colin Jost has written this joke, and he's like, "Well, the stuff with Kendrick Lamar and Drake is all over now. I just want to let you know, Kendrick, you're still a bitch, and I'm coming for you next." And he's like, "Oh no!"
Oh wow.
So I figure when they start making fun of it, then it's done.
Maybe they'll do a track together. Wouldn't that be wild?
That would be pretty wild.
I don't think
Yeah.
they're gonna do that though. That sounds like pretty serious accusation.
But yeah, that's why I was like, damn, he's accusing him of some heavy shit, and then Drake also is for some heavy shit. And then I was just like, well, I guess that's why I said at the start of this, like, oh, whoever pulls receipts out, who can really prove what, but who knows? I mean, even like Drake himself is kind of like a culture vulture, where he's always stealing different parts of hip hop and just kind of implementing his own and saying he made it his own. Yeah, that's why,
Oh,
like,
You mean
What?
like Justin Bieber?
I guess kind of Justin Bieber did kind of something like that, but he was just kind of following a lot what Usher was telling him to do.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Wow.
for a good chunk until he became like a teenager and became his old tattooed self as he is now.
He really is, isn't he? He really went down that path. I mean, not there's anything wrong with it. It's just funny because he's so like cookie cutter kind of,
Mhm.
you know. It's really awesome.
On another note, Snoop Dogg's coming to town in like a week and a half.
I heard.
The tickets were stupid expensive. I was like,
How
I
much are they?
know. I tried $400 for nosebleeds.
Did anybody see Ice Cube when he was here?
You would have had to go to Truro, but I know a bunch of people that went to see him.
I wonder what that
yeah,
was like.
a bunch of folk from my hometown went. They made one of one of the one of
Didn't
my
he played up in your neck of the woods though?
Who, me?
No, Sully's. He played Truro and then he went up to like Cape Breton somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't recall anything like that, but I do remember that someone threw someone made a beaded like a traditional necklace like from Mi'kmaq beads and put Ice Cube's face on it and threw it at him on stage. And he was like, "What the?" He picks it up, puts it on, like, "Yo!" We're like, "Yo!"
Oh my.
That's our boy.
The guy that used to have 700 pairs of panties thrown at him. No. This is where he is now.
Yeah, and now he's also in those movies like Are We There Yet and shit, those family movies. I remember when I saw the preview for those, I was like, I feel like he might be done now.
No, you know what? I think the guy who was like the baddest rapper of all time doing comedy movies is just absolutely hilarious now.
Who? Oh, you mean like Ice Cube doing
Ice
that?
Cube, yeah.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
it
Vin
was pretty-
Diesel doing the pacifier. Do you remember that? Where he's like the babysitter?
Dear Lord. Yeah.
The movie,
Yeah.
the poster was just him with like the
kid in the
and he's
koozie
like
and
Vin
yeah.
Diesel, like looking all like buff and serious.
Yeah, it's like we gotta follow Arnold Schwarzenegger and do this.
Side note, did you guys hear that they're doing a new Riddick movie, which is pretty awesome, I think?
Oh,
Yo.
that's gonna be so exciting. I love
Oh,
Riddick
I'm
movies.
excited
too.
for I'm excited for weird interviews afterwards too. Those are always great.
Please go on. What does that mean, Sully?
Vin Diesel always has like just awkwardest interviews ever. Have you guys ever seen these? He's such a weird person in real life.
He doesn't know how to interact.
No, he plays like this playful flirty with one of the. I think it was probably one of
Oh,
the best.
I have heard of this, yes. I actually saw some clips from that. He's really creepy in it.
It's just cringy, and you're like, oh god, please stop.
I know.
I'm excited for more of that. Let's go.
You guys know he is like a giant geek, right?
Yeah, he did the forward for one of the D&D like books.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of his movies is based off of what a D&D character he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't Riddick one of, or is it somebody else?
No. It's that
That
The
that
Witch
one where he's
Hunter?
like immortal. The Witch Hunter. That's it.
Ugh, I don't know if anybody saw that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was watching a thing with Ludacris one day, and there's like, "What's your favorite part about doing Fast and the Furious movies?" He's like, "Man, this is gonna sound really dumb, but Vin Diesel has like the best parties where they play D&D. It's so cool." I'm like, D&D and cool in the same words at a Ludacris.
Yeah.
Ludicrous.
Something's gonna change.
There's a lot of weird things happening even in that sentence, you know?
Yeah,
I heard he
and-
has his D&D character like tattooed, his name tattooed across his stomach. Like he's pretty hard
Probably.
fucking core into it.
Yeah.
But
And now,
Did-
now
you-
he's in a video game.
You know how he got into acting, right?
no.
Commercials.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
you're the
he
shark
actually-
one, right? The shark
The,
action
the,
video?
the street shark.
Yeah.
Um,
That's so
and
good.
he was in that movie Saving Private Ryan,
Part of it.
Yeah.
and yeah, he was in for part of it. Steven Spielberg wrote his character in just because he wanted Vin Diesel to be in it.
He saw the Street Sharks commercial and was like, I need him.
I want to
need
blow
him.
his brains out.
Oh,
Wow.
because he gets getting hit by a sniper.
Yeah.
Oh,
Spoiler,
yeah.
by the way.
It's all spoilers 24/7
Oh, yeah.
on this channel,
That's-
my friend.
Oh yeah.
I felt so sorry in the last episode. I was like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, I don't want to go deeper. It's like, Matt's like, no.
You
we have
felt weird?
to."
Okay, I was going through the editing software, just dropping in posters and images of what we were talking about, and I was like, we really talked about that car fucking scene for a while.
I haven't. I started to watch it when I was on my way up to Moncton the other day, and I hit the Comic Book Pass and I lost all the signal on my phone, so I didn't hear it all. So I didn't hear car fucking. So
You'll get there. There's a
Okay.
lot of questionable
yeah.
content in that episode.
I have to find other podcasts to listen to because I used to listen to you guys all the time, and then I was like, oh, I'm on one. Oh, I'm on another one, and then I'm on like 3 weeks in a row, and I'm like, I gotta find something else to listen to. I can't listen.
Wait,
to
not your
myself.
favorite podcast, John?
Oh, it's
What-
absolutely my
going
favorite podcast. That's what I'm on. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell? I've already been here.
That's the weird thing too to me. Every time we go to do an episode, I'm like, wow, we really like. Even if we delay doing one or we miss a week, we always make another one up. So it's
Yeah.
all like we've consistently had an episode out. So there's like, God, a lot of hours of us talking on the internet. Like we actually stuck to recording this like every single month since we started. Surprisingly.
Well, remember during COVID, this was how everybody talked, and I think it just got usual. I'm used to this now. Like,
yeah. That's when I
like I
realized
spent-
we could really do this and it wouldn't be weird. It would just be pretty
No.
like normal.
I'm weirded out
Exactly.
every time we're on.
I know.
You just needed me.
When it's just me and Sully, we start talking about people having sex with cars, but we bring John in.
Oh my God, Sully, man, some of your stuff, like we gotta talk.
Oh my God! Somebody actually messaged me and they were like, "What? Did
Is
Sully
Sully
buy
okay?"
anime porn? Like, are we talking about anime porn purchase in Japan?" And I was like, "Well, yes. You see, yes, he bought that." And they were like, "Why are you talking about that?" And I'm like, "It's just something he did. He got some anime porn."
I wonder where I've had the DVD somewhere.
You should have it on your wall behind you in the next episode.
I would, but it's really graphic.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
like
It's very.
I could put my like Clerks XXX one back here.
You actually own it?
I'm not agreeing to anything.
That's awesome. Oh my. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, John, I have a poster for you. It's an autographed Jane Silent Bob Strike Back poster. I got it.
You are awesome, sir. I'm gonna get a frame for it because I'm an adult now, and apparently I have to frame my posters.
I
instead of
know.
putting them on
Cora
the wall.
told me that too. I was like,
Yeah.
like I have a Robot Jocks poster pinned up. It costs like $80. She was like, this is a house that goes in a frame. And I'm like,
I'm,
what? No.
I'm just a good friend. I would have said that before, but I'm just a homie. I just kept my mouth shut.
Well,
Sully,
I
don't be
think
a home wrecker, okay?
No. That's why I wasn't.
I think I'm coming through your way on the 7th, and then coming back on the 9th. So I'll stop in and see you. We'll do coffee or something. I don't know.
We'll do a podcast and just call Sully in the middle of the day at work and be like, yo.
No, it's on the weekend.
Oh, well, Sully was at work
Yeah.
anyways today, so.
Yeah.
You're
To be
getting
fair, the
5.
last
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks I could have podcasted from my fucking office and no one would have known.
A long time ago it used to be like that, but it's so fucking busy now in the film industry.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Sully,
Oh my
you know,
God.
I just dropped in to like drop off a laptop a couple days ago, and like our staff size like tripled. It seemed like it was a little like scary, to be honest. I was like, oh,
did-
I'll be back into September. You know?
Did you tell Sully about what almost happened?
What happened?
before I started this new job.
Oh, yeah, he
Sully,
almost worked for
Sully,
us.
I was almost Sully's boss.
Wait, what? I don't understand.
Sunbelt. I was looking for a new job, and I had like 7 interviews in the course of a week, and one of them was with Sunbelt.
Wow.
And this other company got back to me, so now I handle parts managing parts for a heavy equipment company. And Sunbelt called me about wondering if I was still interested. I'm like, I'm sorry, these guys made me a better offer.
Oh shit, that's crazy though
So,
that it was that close.
yeah,
That would have been hilarious. What were the odds of that have
right.
been?
Like, remember we joked about us working together, and what happened?
That would have been wild. I would have just been like, the universe is fucking weird, man. I
Good for
don't
the
know.
memes.
But I would have I would have walked in the door. I'm like, Sully. He's like, yes, John. I'm like, I like you. 2 milk, 2 cream. Come on, let's go.
So he just walks all the way to Tim Hortons. Walks all the way back.
If you ever bring me Tim Hortons, I'll get you fired.
Wow. Starbucks
Wait,
only?
do you not like a Canadian classic Tim Hortons? What is wrong with you, John?
No,
Actually, I
it's
think I'll smack. I feel like I'm willing to get fired just for that. Like,
If you're gonna defend Tim Hortons, you might actually want to try their coffee because it is not good.
I can't even
Really?
tell anymore. I drink the iced coffees now, and I'm like, I just do
Yeah.
it to stay awake, in all honesty.
You know what? I went to Cuba. I tried like fresh, like I'm talking like off the bean, roasted that morning coffee. Can't do Tim's anymore.
So what do you drink then on a daily basis?
I will like I have my own that I take to work. I do enjoy Starbucks. It's not
no,
super
don't get
expensive.
out of here and start. You complain about Tim Hortons and bring up Starbucks. Your argument, no, I will not take the slander.
Is this gonna be a
Sorry.
Sully John beef happening about
Dear
coffee right now?
God. Like Starbucks has like the worst coffee at the batch here.
Look.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
shit.
I'm not gonna argue with them. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, even if they're wrong.
Dude, you like the Frappuccino is like the best thing on Starbucks' order. Their food is garbage because they leave it on the freaking thing for
Yeah,
whoa,
the
whoa,
food-
Whoa,
yeah, I
whoa,
can't
chill,
defend the food.
chill. I don't like the food. I don't like the Frappuccinos. I like the coffee. I am an adult, okay?
You don't sound like one if you like Starbucks, all right? You
Oh
go
my
there
God.
if you're like going to a frat party or.
You gotta write some diss tracks, guys, or that's the only way you can keep this going. We have to
No,
have
the
a
best
rap
I can do.
battle.
The best I can do for a diss track is this. So,
Oh
Lord.
wow!
I do agree with you with like fresh coffee being better
Yeah.
than Tim Hortons coffee because I do like making my own. And,
honestly, I only go to Starbucks because it's not Tim Hortons. If I didn't work in Dartmouth, if I worked in Halifax, I would go to Cabin Coffee.
Cabin coffee's good.
Like they are really good. 2F by C, they're really awesome. They do like
their
Anchor.
food
They do
is
Anchor.
so good. Fuck.
Oh man, the croissants.
I know their chocolate ones are so good.
You should grab Bennett and let Cora work and just come into town and we'll go get coffee on my break.
I would. I mean, like, I've gotten to the point right now where, as long as I have like a bottle of milk with me, me and Bennett can go and do whatever we want for a long time, and he just falls
we go.
asleep in the car for like 45 minutes. But it's hard on the highway because 1 hour, it's like I'll be lucky if he sleeps that whole hour. Because if he wakes up before I get there, he will have like a meltdown and then I'll die.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, I guess you need the backup.
I can't wait to bring Bennett on when he can talk. I want us to just have like a kid say the darndest things with like a slush, horrible, filthy mouth kind of thing happening.
Are we really gonna go that long?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I want
checking.
Bennett to take it over when I'm like, I don't want to do this
when it's
anymore.
when it's holograms.
Yeah. When we get
Yeah.
Tupac on here. No. The gorillas come on.
Wait, what was your second question, by the way? You kind
Yeah,
of
what
only
was your
asked the one.
question?
Me? Oh, what
Yeah,
are you
You
guys'
got way off
thoughts
track.
on Furiosa totally shitting to bed at the box office? Like, it's a massive failure. It's crazy how bad it did.
I haven't even seen any advertising for it. Since I dropped social media, I catch an ad once in a while on YouTube.
I know, like I just assumed, that the first one where it did so well. I know it's rated R, but like I just assumed it would do really good because the first one did really good and everybody was stoked. And now it's like the worst opening for Memorial Day in like 3 or 4 decades in like cinema history. It's crazy.
Well, speaking of Furiosa and how bad it is, let's change the subject ever so gently. No, I'm just kidding. No, I haven't heard anything about it yet.
Oh,
So
I only know from Twitter. It's like everybody's like, "Oh shit!" Like it made
yeah, I
like
gave up. Gave
$30
up Twitter.
million dollars, or any news site, you know.
Yeah. No.
So I was just kind of like, "Oh, people are saying that like this is gonna be like the end of movie theaters in the next 4 to 5 years," which is like,
I have 3 words that will bring movie theaters back. You ready?
oh, is it?
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
That does look good. I will say that.
Right?
Have you seen the trailer for it, Sully?
I did, but then maybe just made me like, wow, I don't think I can do this.
Oh, really? You didn't like it?
I did not like the trailer. I was like, wow, it just made me feel like that Beetlejuice was such a good one-off movie that I was just like, damn, I don't think a sequel is going to do this any justice.
Maybe it'll be like a Clerks kind of thing where you see part 2 and you're like, "What the fuck? That was amazing." Who knows? I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
That was, I mean, it's just a trailer too, so I mean, I could be completely wrong going into it, but that was like my first initial thoughts. I was like, wow, I instantly not a fan right now.
The only reason I remember hearing about it and being like not optimistic at all because it's like, how the hell do you do a sequel to Beetlejuice, right?
At least we didn't get the sequel that he wanted to do, was Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian.
What? Really? That's so
Oh
weird.
man, that was. I think he wrote it and he gave it to the studio, and it was so bad they wouldn't do it, and he did it that way intentionally, so Beetlejuice stayed a one of.
Well, that brings me to my next point. Tim Burton had like a big roster of shitty fucking movies he did for a while, like big budget stuff, like Dumbo kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Do you remember he
Yeah.
did the Planet of the
Oh, yeah.
Apes remake? Awful.
Yeah,
Wait, is Zordon calling someone?
Yeah, it was my phone.
Oh, okay.
do I
Do you
meet
need
my
to get-
stuff?
Do you need to go?
No. We're
Okay.
we're Gucci.
You're right. He did that horrible Planet of the Apes movie, but
That's kind of where it
People-
started. He did that because he did tons of wicked movies at the beginning,
But-
right?
but he did good movies. But it seems like he did better movies when they were other people's properties.
I know. Well, did he? I mean, it was in like Nightmare Before. I guess he didn't direct Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you're right. What about Beetlejuice? Like he wrote that, didn't he?
Beetlejuice was all him. All
So
him.
that brings me to my next point. So he had this big falling out with Disney apparently, where he's like, "Fuck all this big budget movie shit. I'm going back to like doing my thing." And that's, I think, the first thing that he did. I could be wrong, but I think it was the pilot episode for Wednesday. Have you guys seen that show?
Yeah.
No.
So Wednesday was way better than I thought it was gonna be. Like the first
yeah.
episode is done by Tim Burton, and it's
I-
like classic Addams Family. Like this is fucking awesome.
And,
Like
and not like classic TV or classic movie, because there'll never be a Raul Julia again. Classic to the comic strip. Like,
yeah,
they look just like
they
the comic
really
strip.
do. The dad looks
Like-
like Gomez looks just like him.
Like when they said Luis Guzman's gonna play Gomez, I'm like, I thought about it for a second. I'm like, that is a good pairing.
It really is. It almost looks like the
Oh.
drawing was based off of the actor.
Yeah.
But that's what I was like, oh, that's good. That's looking better. And then, I found out, they're doing the Beetlejuice 2 in the news, and you're like, oh, this again, like this comes up every couple years. It's never
Well,
gonna happen.
I think after he worked with that Jenna Ortega girl, I think he kind of said, "Hey, I think I got what I need for the new movie."
Yeah, I think so too. And like, I heard that, like, not that it matters, because people are saying that there's gonna be this new trend where like this movie was made with no AI, or this new movie was made with no CGI or whatever, or because there's a trend now of people saying this was not made with a video wall, because people got tired of that really quickly. It seemed like.
Hey, I didn't use CGI. I didn't use a video wall.
Not yet.
Upcoming episode.
But yeah, they said they didn't use any CG. It's all like miniatures and like
Yeah.
makeup effects, which is really cool. For the new
Well,
Beetlejuice.
That's how they did it in the original one, except for the sandworms. They had
sandworms?
to,
Yeah, and I don't know. I think that's kind of neat. I like when they can limit themselves back to the budgets almost they
Mhm.
used to have, or the techniques. Like I know we've talked about this before, but I really wish James Cameron would just do like a low budget, hard
Terminator
R.
movie?
Yeah, like a crazy sci-fi.
Have you ever seen the YouTube channel Kill Count?
I feel like I've heard of
They
it.
do. They literally do a kill count of every movie. And I was watching it, and they were talking about the budget, because they do the kill count like while they tell the story of the movie, but they give you all the little tips and not tips, all the facts and
Facts?
stuff. and they were saying about how James Cameron made that movie on such a shoestring budget. Stan Winston was like, James, I need another like $5,000 to finish the Terminator, and he's like, I'll sell my car.
That's
Or
crazy.
they were like filming without filming permits because they couldn't afford them because
I
they were
did know that. Yeah.
right. Like the part where they zip Kyle Reese up in a bag was James Cameron's garment bag from his suit.
That's
He had to
awesome.
cut the bottom out of it and hang it over top of Michael Biehn and then zip him up, and it's like, yep, we got it. Let's get out of here.
And that stuff works better than
Yep.
like somebody who's head of their department hiring this person to go find that bag. And like from this era, it's like honestly, like 95% of your audience are not going to notice or even be paying attention. And honestly, when they find it out 10 years, 20 years down the road, that's how you did it, they'll respect it even more,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Even it's funny you brought that up with Terminator because I know that at the end of the movie, when spoilers, they compress the Terminator, the T-800 in the press. When
Yeah.
his eye thing pops out, it's tin foil that Stan
Yeah.
Winston rolled up, and he's actually blowing like cigarette smoke out. And that's
Yep.
all it is. There's not even a fog machine. They're just
No.
using cigarette smoke and tin foil, and it looks amazing.
They couldn't afford a fog machine, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that it's
So-
harder and it's like more difficult to make a consistent living, I guess, like doing movies, but like I don't know. That's almost like why you get into making movies when you find that shit out because it's so crazy.
Well, I think we're going to come to a renaissance when movies stop using CGI for everything and rely more on the actors and the practical stuff.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I was wondering if they'd ever do like an original, not Star Wars, but like the 80s kind of effects where it's like they still use motion control cameras, but they don't use any CGI. Like they just put them in. Remember how stuff used to have like little black lines around it, like matte lines?
Yeah.
Now they're all gone in Star Wars.
Right.
But like I just don't know why somebody can't do a movie like that again, where it's like, okay, we're only gonna use. I guess Beetlejuice is doing that though. Like there's no CGI in the movie. Is what Tim Burton said.
Well, what I can give you a prime example of why we stopped doing it in the 80s. And you already mentioned it. Robot Jocks.
Love that movie
Wait.
though.
Wait,
It is good.
why
It
did
is a good
Robot
movie.
Jocks do that?
Oh, it's like the worst miniature work you've ever seen. It's good bad miniature work.
Yeah, it's good bad. Like you love it
Yeah.
because it's not the best, but
Yeah.
it's like
It's
pretty shitty.
I remember it was like a Sunday afternoon canceled ball game movie.
Yes, it is. It's exactly like you kind of stumble across it and you're like, the fuck is this?
Exactly. You're like, oh, giant robots fighting. I'll watch that.
Yeah, and it's not
It's
CGI.
one of those movies we don't. Yeah, it's one of those movies we don't talk about a whole lot. Kind of like Hudson Hawk.
What's that?
Exactly. It was. You remember TBS the
Yeah, the Superstation?
the Superstation? When the Atlanta Braves would play, it seemed like every time they had a rain delay, it was like, we now have a rain delay. So for the time being, we're going to show the movie Hudson Hawk starring Bruce Willis.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They destroyed the replay of some movies on TV was brutal at certain points. Like,
As a kid, I used to love Over the Top, and now I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch that again.
dude, that movie is awesome. Arm wrestling and
awesome,
the
but
tractor
come
trailers.
And the
I don't know.
soundtrack.
The soundtrack is great. There's one
Yeah.
movie I used to see a lot on TV was Contact with Jodie Foster, and that movie is fucking awesome. But like,
Yeah.
it replayed
book is
so
better.
much. Yeah, didn't Carl Sagan and like his wife write it?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I gotta read that.
Sully, have you seen Contact?
No.
Oh,
No.
it's
I was
pretty
excited.
good. It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Except for like you lead up the whole thing, in the last 10 minutes are just a letdown.
Yeah, you're like, what? That's what? Okay,
It's
interesting.
like, it was that really? Oh god, that makes me sick.
It's funny. I'm rewatching it right now. That's why I brought it
Really?
up. Yeah, I'm halfway
Oh.
through the movie.
I did not recognize John Hurt.
John Hurt. Oh yeah, he's
John
the
Hurt.
guy, the billionaire in it,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I
He
didn't
goes
recognize
space.
him with no facial hair, no hair. Like,
John Hurt was a great actor. I was so bummed
Oh.
out when he died.
Mhm.
He's good in everything he's in. I was really happy they made him one of the last doctors. He was the war doctor in a special
Yeah.
Doctor Who movie. It's
Oh,
like he's
wow.
the doctor they forgot about, and you're like, that's John fucking Hurt from Alien. This is ridiculous.
Matt, can I throw a Doctor Who question at you?
Sure.
I've caught a little bit of the recent stuff. Have you caught any of the stuff on Disney Plus yet?
I've only seen the first 3 new episodes.
Is David Tennant sticking around? Because like I saw the whole.
No.
No. Okay.
They said he's retired from the role, but it's weird in the show, like in canon, he's
Yeah.
like, I'm retired now, and I'm just gonna not do anything. And
Okay.
I don't know. It's really weird.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I have trouble getting into it.
Me too. That's why I've
Yeah.
only seen these 3 episodes. I was like, what the fuck is going
No,
on?
even like the older stuff. I went back to the Christopher Eccleston stuff, and I'm like, okay, this giant piece of skin pulled over a sheet. What the hell?
See, I grew up on the 60s Doctor Who, so I don't know the new one as well as the old one. I grew up on just the black and white stuff. That's all
Yeah.
they had back in the day on YTV. I digress, though. The point is,
Yeah.
what does this
Practical
mean?
effects.
Why did Furiosa not do good? What do you guys think happened?
I think people went into it with like mild expectations because they kind of just like, why are they doing a prequel? They limited themselves, and at that, it's like, it's not really, obviously it's not the same actor as like it was Charles Theron did to get into play Furiosa again, and just less wiggle room since it doesn't really feel like any of this story is going to have any major impacts going forward, even prior to the movie, and.
Yeah, like Fury Road is just it's I know it's one of Sully's favorites, on his 3x3, but it's like perfection for a Mad Max movie. Why would you try and make a sequel to it?
Not even.
No prequel.
Prequel.
Like they would have better odds making a sequel, or even
Yes.
just a spin-off of like Furiosa herself, like after Fury Road.
I
But
didn't care about her story in the movie. Like it was cool that she was just there.
Yeah, it's like you're just dropped into the story, kind of like Star
Mhm.
Wars in episode 4,
Yeah.
and you're like just expected to kind of like hit the ground running with it instead of
Yep.
doing a lot of backstory.
Yep.
Yeah, it is weird. I heard it's really good though, but I don't know.
I haven't heard anything about it really.
I've heard
I know
nothing but good things.
I know it's Chris Hemsworth. He's very picky about the movie roles he takes now because he's not doing as much acting anymore because of he found out that he has like genetic markers for Alzheimer's, so he's trying to just kind of live a good life and act when he wants now. But they were saying that like it's one of his better things, but it's because it's better because he has more time to focus on it.
Yeah, I heard that too. I know the director was like, "Oh, he's great." Apparently, he worked with Chris Hemsworth's dad on the original Mad Max, because his dad was part of like a motorcycle supply thing. I don't know, but like, yeah, that's kind of cool. Fuck, the first Mad Max is so good. I love it, to be honest.
You know what? I'm a Thunderdome guy.
Really?
Yeah, I love Thunderdome.
Wow, I'm actually pretty shocking.
Me too. Please go on.
No. I just I don't get me wrong. Mad Max is awesome, but I like the more interaction he has with what's going on in the overall series rather than just him.
Yeah, I get it.
If that makes any sense.
Tina Turner, the weird feral children.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Turner.
yeah.
I remember the first time I saw that. Well, me and Cora, I hadn't seen it in like 20 years. And me and Cora were like, let's watch all the Mad Max movies because she hadn't seen them. And we were watching them. She's like, okay, I get it. And then we get to Thunderdome and she was like, where are the cars? Like, what the hell is going on here? And I was like, they're coming. And I couldn't remember. And at one point where he like finds the kids in the desert with the plane, and I was like, where are the fucking cars? Like, what is going on here? Like, this is wild. Because it's like turns into Lord of the Flies when he finds all the kids like abandoned out there, or it's like fucking Andor where they have all the kids out in the desert or on that planet.
Spoilers, dude. I haven't watched Andor yet.
Oh my god, it's been out for like 3 years. How can I avoid
know.
spoilers? I'm
To
sorry.
be fair, that's in like the first like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've also gone back and rewatched Kenobi and The Mandalorian like 7 times. So.
What are your feelings? Like, have they changed at all on the shows?
No, I think they're still good quality. I think Kenobi probably is deserving of a second season.
Yeah.
Just because Ben must have had more adventures.
I think so.
Um,
He gets his mojo back at the end. It's like, we got to see him. I want to see some peak Kenobi happening with you and McGregor. God damn it. Give it to me now.
And that spoiler of Liam Neeson showing up, and it's like, what the fuck, man?
Man, I know that it's like awesome because it's Qui-Gon, but he looks so fucking old that you're like, what the fuck? he's like 1,000 years old. It's
Yeah.
crazy. He's like
Yeah.
Obi-Wan. Like
Yo-
what took
yo-
you so
yo-
long?
Yoda looks young compared to Liam Neeson.
Yeah, that I did laugh. I mean, it's cool because I feel like Star Wars fans have been waiting forever for that. But like, I don't know. I was
Well,
just like, wow.
he was voted the number one Star Wars character once.
Qui-Gon Jinn?
Yeah.
I could see that. He's kind of like your baseline Jedi, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
that's who you'd want to like. Although the new one comes out in like a week, and I am for some reason not even excited about it. I think after we started talking about Star Wars a lot, I was like, I think I'm not as
I need a break.
interested now. Like I lost it.
Wow.
I know.
Is there a new one
I
coming
haven't
out?
even finished the new animated series, The Bad Batch. Like it's all out, and I'm like, I'll get to it eventually. But I'm Star Wars out. I think I hit my limit, to be honest.
So okay, so can I ask a question now? Is it my turn? Can
Let's
I
do it.
Okay, so I hurt my heart this week. I was working out in Moncton, and I put some stuff on my laptop to take with me to watch. I picked like 3 or 4 TV shows. I only ended up watching one, and at the end, I was completely heartbroken because it was Firefly.
I haven't seen it still.
Right? Okay, so Firefly is a one series wonder,
I heard that.
or a 1 season wonder, and I started thinking that there's like 3 or 4 TV shows that I absolutely love that were 1 season wonders. So do you guys have any? Because like I've got like Earth 2, Constantine,
God, Earth
Firefly, right?
Oh, Constantine was great. I do remember that.
Right?
Aren't they
like,
doing more Constantine though? Like they brought the actor
No.
back for something.
Like,
Didn't they?
actually, he did come back. He came for that huge crossover with all the CW shows.
Oh
yeah,
fuck.
but that's the thing. He should have been on cable, but they put him on broadcast network or network broadcast. And the show was so dark. Of course they were going to cancel it because people are getting ripped to shreds every episode.
It was very
Interesting.
violent.
Right?
Aren't they doing like I heard, I don't know if it's true, but they're planning a sequel to the Keanu Reeves movie.
I've heard that, but I'm taking that on Beetlejuice 2 salt there.
Yeah, it sounds like why would they do that? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But like, do you guys have any one-hit wonder shows?
Sully, you take this one because I gotta think.
Yeah.
Uh,
He has less time to think back.
if I'm being honest, I've had okay, so anime is really weird where a lot of times they are one-off shows. They only have like 12,
Yeah.
13 episodes. So I've
Yeah.
watched a lot of one-off shows that just never got seen the light of day.
Did they have cliffhanger endings though? Like was there meant to
all
be?
of them do. Like a good chunk of them do, especially in the mid 2010s era.
Really?
Because a lot of them were just like to promote the light novels or the mangas. They weren't really like to maintain last longing unless it was really heavily promoted afterwards
So
to
it was
get like
planned just to be a one-off. They weren't like, if this does good, we'll do second season kind of thing.
because there was one called like the Devil King's a part-timer about like a Devil King becoming in the real role who has to do a part-time job at McDonald's to eventually pay to get his way back home.
Awesome.
And that came out in like 2013 and it was only 12 episodes. And then all of a sudden Disney bought a bunch of like anime rights and they're like, let's bring back this show after like 11 years. 12
Weird.
years. And we're like, why is this show out of all things in the second season? And then we're like, whoa, what if you get a bunch of other shows in second seasons? Because all the stuff like that just never seen the light of day.
You never know. It could happen. Creative juices are not running rampant these days. So
I
No.
absolutely hate how they do a TV show, and like they should never end a season on a cliffhanger
it's dangerous.
ever. Like there's so many TV shows I've watched, and it's like we're gonna end a cliffhanger. We're back next year, and then like July, they're like, oh yeah, we canceled that show.
Yeah, MTV are notorious for that, for all their animated stuff.
Yeah,
Netflix is
yeah.
also
My
pretty bad.
Netflix, too.
sophomore. I'm still waiting for sophomore year to start.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Matt?
Undergrads?
Undergrads.
I know. We're gonna do an
Undergrad.
episode. I got Cora to start watching it, and it's so weird because it's like takes me
20
back
years
to
later?
like it's like, okay, Cora, this is the show me and my friends watch. Like it's about a
Yeah.
group of friends who are going to college, and they're all like nerds and jocks and stuff, and they're gonna talk to girls, and I'm like, yeah, you'll love it. It's cool. And then it starts, and it is in my mind exactly how I
Yeah.
remember it. But Cora's just like, this music is terrible.
Who-
I'm like, that's how music was back then.
Right? Right?
And like,
Um,
she's like, you guys all were like this, and I'm like, I guess we were. We dressed so lame back then in like the early 2000s.
Okay, so do you have a Kimmy Burton Like, was there a Kimmy Burton back when you were around that age?
There was always a Kimmy Burton.
Oh man, I had a Kimmy Burton that I went to high school with.
Oh, really?
I was like, I thought about it like after the show came out. I'm like, wow, my Kimmy Burton was blonde. Wow.
Well,
Sully's just sitting there like, what the fuck is a Kimmy Burton?
I actually have watched this show once upon a time.
Oh,
ago,
okay.
'cause
really?
it was on cable MTV.
That's awesome.
But
What
I
were you,
was
4?
I was like 8, 10, 9 years old watching this.
Oh, okay.
But they just used to show back, even like sometimes because I also had cable for a while until we just opted out of it for a good
Yeah.
while. But yeah, I used to see it because it was like one of those shows where it's like, oh my god, I got to get those midnight shows like South Park or Undergrads or some other weird shit
Well,
was happening on cable.
Yeah.
I thought that was like all the cool shows. Let's go.
Yeah, and these shows that we're talking about now, like Undergrads, The Oblongs, Clone High, Mission Hill, all of those shows are so tame now compared to what they have for animation,
I know. Clone High.
right?
They brought that back. I haven't seen it though.
I've watched a little bit of it. It's still kind of edgy, but not like
They got rid of
They
Gandhi.
took-
He was my
they
favorite
got
character.
rid of Gandhi. Oh, just because they wouldn't show that they wouldn't show the TV show in India.
Dude, the fact that they like amp up his ADHD thing. There's a whole episode. You ever seen Clone High, Sully?
I have, yeah.
Okay, the fact that they like talk about his ADHD, like he's going to die and like or like he has AIDS or something. The whole episode. I was just like dying.
Oh yeah,
I was
he
dying.
touches something and then Cleopatra won't touch it. She's like, I don't want to get his ADHD.
Yeah, yeah. Or he'll just like be in a like talking, and then he'll suddenly be like, "What is this? Like, what's the skin on my elbow?" And you're like, "Holy fuck!"
No, the ultimate ADHD guy, Tom Green.
Yeah, plastic bag.
Oh, you know what? You know what was really funny? That episode of Clone High with Marilyn Manson,
Yeah,
where it's
Yeah.
it's Doctor Marilyn Manson.
and now he's
my God,
totally
I-
canceled. He's done.
He's canceled. But I was sitting there thinking the other day, I'm like, because the week before I finished watching my rewatch of Sons of Anarchy.
Never seen him.
Oh, it's a good show. It's like Hamlet with motorcycles.
Oh wow, I've never heard that
right?
described like that before. Sounds so passionate.
Yeah, but Marilyn Manson's in that too in the last season, but he plays the head of the Aryan Brotherhood, and I'm like, huh, that's good. That's good casting.
I did see pictures of him because he doesn't have his makeup on, and he's like older looking. It's very creepy. Do you remember
Yeah.
everybody was convinced he was the kid from the Wonder Years, the nerdy kid, for like a decade? It was so weird. They were like, no,
But
like,
I think-
Marilyn Manson's that guy.
I think the funniest part was when he made it a point to the two of them got together in the same spot to say, I am not him, he's not me.
They
let it go.
did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I always thought the funniest rumor about him was like how he moved his ribs to suck his own dick or something.
I know, everybody
That
seems
was-
to know that. It's
That
ridiculous.
was the weirdest one.
No.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so yeah, single run TV shows. Like it got back to thinking, I'm like, do you remember, like, Matt, do you remember ABC Saturday or TGIF night?
Yes, I love TGIF. It was amazing.
How many TV shows were there that were a one season wonder that would show up on TGIF?
I don't
Like
know.
at least a couple.
Did Step by Step continue, or was it one season?
No, it was like 4 or 5.
Fuck, see, it's been so long now. Because back in the day, it was like Friday night on TV was a big deal. Because they had like
Yeah.
the TGIF thing, and you like start watching at like 5:30 or 6 p.m. and then go right through to like 10 or 11, and they'd have all these wicked shows lined up, and you got
Yep.
stoked to watch TV. And now it's like gone.
Well, and that was back in the day of like good sitcoms, which we don't have anymore.
Sully wanted to do an episode on sitcoms, and I was like, I don't know shit about sitcoms, but we could
we
try.
No, we should do a TGIF night.
Oh,
We could record it on a Friday night.
I love Katy Perry.
oh my god, is that a Katy
What the
Perry
fuck?
song?
Are we not doing an episode of Katy Perry? That's what we're getting at. Like, I love her song, TGIF, dude.
I didn't even know that was
Oh.
a song by her. I don't know much about Katy Perry. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I know that she was married to what's his name for that little while.
Oh, right.
Riff Raff.
Yeah.
Or was she married to him?
No, Russell Brand.
Oh,
Yeah.
where did
Russell
Riff
Brand.
Raff come from? Is that
I don't know.
making that up?
We were talking about Rocky Horror a couple weeks ago. Maybe that just snuck back in.
Oh, Rocky Horror.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, like there were good sitcoms back in the 80s and 90s, and now it's just like crap, absolute crap.
Well, are there ones on like normal cable now that are like,
Yeah.
what are the new sitcoms that
Well,
are?
I saw one called Moms or Mom, where everybody's in rehab. Um, and it's just one train wreck after another.
It's
I'm trying to
called
think of all the ones I've.
Mom,
Yeah.
like
Um,
like Grey's Anatomy, but in a rehab kind of thing. Is
it's
that
only
it?
a
That's
half
a
hour.
sitcom, right? Grey's Anatomy.
No.
No. What is a
I
sitcom? Does it have to be a comedy?
Yeah, essentially.
situation comedy.
Oh, okay.
Or like it's not like an overarching story. You can go in any episode blind
Did you
and
just
enjoy the episode.
Yeah.
situational comedy? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I've never even heard that before.
Yeah. So like
You've been
if
hearing it
you
your whole life. You
I
didn't
know.
even know.
I had
Yeah.
no idea. Like my eyes are
if
open
you
to sitcoms now.
like you've watched TGIF back in the day.
Yeah.
So other than like season to season, can you think of what order Full House came out in?
Like
Like
the
other than watching the kids grow up. Like if I dropped you in on episode 12, would you have known it was episode 12, or would it have just been like, hey, it's another episode? Stephanie drives a car into the house.
on Step by Step, isn't that Full House?
No, I said Full House, didn't I?
Oh, I thought you said Step by Step. Probably Full House. I would know actually, but Step
Well,
by
okay,
Step, I wouldn't.
but like Perfect Strangers, like
Oh my god, I love
um,
Perfect Strangers. So
right?
fucking good. You ever heard of that one,
Um,
Sully? Oh my god, it's ridiculous. I'll send you the opening
Ron-
credits and you're gonna be just shaking
yes,
your head the whole
yes,
time. And then you're gonna watch it and love it.
yeah. Um,
Or hate it.
or the Perfect Strangers spinoff, Family Matters.
That's a spin-off from Perfect Strangers?
Yeah, from the mom. The mom was the elevator operator in the place where they were working.
My brain is broken officially.
And,
Wow,
and
that's actually-
Carl, yeah, Carl showed up one day, and then like I think the next season they had their own show.
Well, I've heard of Family Matters, but not that show.
Yeah,
Perfect Strangers is so. It's honestly, back then, like in the 80s, it was like these two men living together. And it was kind
Yeah.
of like one was just needing an apartment, like mate or whatever, like a flatmate.
it was his it was his cousin.
Oh,
who
right.
came
It
to
was his
visit from-
cousin. It was his cousin. My
Yeah,
bad. My
it was
bad.
his cousin that came to America and moved in with them
Balky.
because he had nowhere else to go. Balky. He was from a little Mediterranean island.
You're going to just lose it when you see
Yeah.
this, Sully. You're not even going to believe what you're watching. It's so fucked.
Yep.
But yeah, I remember the big thing back then is everybody thought they were like a couple because they were like really flamboyant together, and that's why a lot of like men were like manly men were like, oh, like they're gay. I don't like this. It's like they're too
Well,
close. You know?
everybody said that about Jesse and Joey on Full House.
Really?
Like, oh, they're gonna end up together or something. I'm like, I don't think so.
Wow. It's weird, like older looking back on this stuff now. Like, although one sitcom, Seinfeld, fuck, pretty much almost like every episode is a banger. I think on that show, I love Seinfeld.
Except for the Puerto Rican episode.
I just don't like the last episode where they like recount all of them. It's so boring. Where they go to jail. It's so bad. But they're
did you
toast.
know? Yeah, well, he took that show to ABC, and Larry David and him were working on it, and they couldn't get them to sell it. And then they said, you know what? Let's do this. Absolutely zero character development. No one has to learn anything. No one gets any better. No one gets any worse. They just end.
Just
And
describe
that's what
my
they sold
life.
it on. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I love some of their little one-off jokes on the show because it seems so like real life. All the little
Yeah.
petty arguments and stuff they get into, or like little things they don't like about other people who aren't their friends. Like it's so real. Like sadly, it is very real. But I don't know. They're not doing anything now, right? Like I heard Jerry Seinfeld just did that movie
He
that
has like
bombed.
he has like a Netflix movie out.
Yeah, about Frosted Flakes or Pop Tarts or something.
I don't know.
I don't know either. And Kramer
Sully, do
is a
you know?
racist, so.
Do I know about Jerry Seinfeld? What's he doing now?
Yeah.
Last I heard he did B movie, and that's it, dude.
That was like 15 years ago, Sully.
Yeah, and that's
Um,
crazy how long it's been.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
I think Elaine, she was on a sitcom for a while, and then they ended it. And
Dude, she's in Marvel
George-
now. She's like the Thunderbolts.
She is.
It's terrible.
And George is I think he's done. I think he just does it like Broadway now.
I haven't seen him in anything.
Yeah.
Nada.
Oh well.
See you later, George.
So okay, so like we're way off track here, which
Where
is
are
great
we?
for a night like this. So like, do you guys have any shows that were short run that you like absolutely loved, or?
Sully, what do you think?
Well, I kind of
Anime, yeah.
ranted on about a good chunk of shows that I never seen the light of day. But if I
Right.
were to think of one that I did really enjoy that didn't get a second season, damn. I mean, I can't really think of any on the top of my head because a lot of the ones even I watch have at least some kind of longevity, or
Mhm.
at least are getting stuff now, or even compared to a lot of stuff. Um. Okay, so I think like I do have one, but
Okay.
this is one that's never going to get a second season because of the events after this.
Uh-oh.
Because
Oh,
this
I'm interested.
okay, so a lot of the kind of really out myself as an anime viewer here.
Oh boy.
So when I was really exploring anime, right,
Mhm.
my dad really dipped my toes into a lot of it. And eventually seen it on the cable, watching like Naruto, Dragon Ball, etc. And I had to know more. I had to see what anime had to offer. And I did find this one show called High School of the Dead. It is it's a zombie high school show. My God. And it's actually pretty great because you can watch the show in two ways: the original dub or the anime dub, or the English dub. The English dub just just puts in like all the old like Rob Zombie and like China zombie jokes ever like throughout the thing, while the Japanese dub doesn't. But it's a very interesting show regarding zombies because about a bunch of high school girls and these high school boys. Well,
Mhm.
really, really kinkily killing these zombies. It's very graphic in how it does. It does not shy away from showing some of the more graphic scenes with these girls.
Oh
So
god.
this is a show that wouldn't show normally in North America, is what you're saying.
No,
Okay.
like
Oh boy.
I'm gonna look this show up because now I'm kind of curious
There's
because you're
only
like
there's-
kinky ways of killing zombies. I'm like, I've seen that. I had to put it back on the shelf.
it's like very borderline of a certain category. It's like whoa, this is weird, and it has like some of the wildest scenes, jokes and shit like that. Anyways,
Okay.
back when I was obviously I'm a teenager watching, like yo, this is peak fiction right here. I didn't even know anime can do this. This is amazing.
Dear God.
So this
What
is
about-
only a one-off, mainly
Yeah.
because the mangaka of it, the original manga from this, he unfortunately passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And then his when the studio approached his family, like, hey, can we? There's enough material to make a second season for this. Can we do it? And and then his mom was like, this is degenerate as no. So you will not make a
Oh,
second
down
season
for the
of this.
moms.
Yeah. So it's obviously just to pay some respects to him, but it's also just like
Yeah.
there's enough for a second season. Well, I mean, obviously we're never really gonna get an actual ending because the mangaka unfortunately passed away. But it's definitely I don't recommend this for the kids at home. I actually do have a funny story with the show though. It's a very embarrassing because when I was watching the show, I was like watching it on my own,
camp.
obviously, because I didn't want to. Then I was like, hey, this is just great, and I remember it was like my mom was doing something upstairs, and
Oh,
she was
no.
trying to gather everyone, and,
Oh boy.
and it just so happened to be like most of the show is like kind of like blend of action and somewhat of the horniness, but and then as soon as like all the action sequence is done, like the show is like the most like very vivid scene. My mom comes in like, why aren't you enjoying family time upstairs? What are you doing? And then she sees me watching this, and then she like, I was watching this on a tablet, right? So she rips it from my hand, and she laughs at my face.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
She just breaks out like, "Oh my god!" And she sees the scene, like, "Oh my god, what are you watching?"
Oh boy.
And then she goes upstairs to go show my dad. And
Oh
show
no. That's
Oh,
amazing.
She was dragging me through the mud.
I
And then
really
my
wish we could have her on the podcast.
And then my brother, he recognized it. I was like, oh shit, I know that show. And I was like, bro, you gotta help me out, man.
Nope.
And then my brother Chance, he's just like, I've never seen or heard of this in my entire life. And that's when I knew I threw it under the bus. And then my mom just went on a huge rant. And how this was sad to watch, and I should be watching better stuff, or I should be doing something better with the tablet. Everybody watches the tablet, you're watching this stuff. And then my dad was laughing. You're like, just stupid.
I feel like all these
Oh.
stories we should make into YouTube short films about your life. We'll just call it the Sully series because there's some good stuff in here, Sully.
Yeah, so that's one show I have fond memory of. Obviously, embarrassing memory of. I look back on like, damn, I really got put to the ringer in that episode. Fortunately, it was the last episode that it was on. I'm like, well, I don't have to watch anymore, but that's gonna stick with me forever.
Oh my god.
How about you, Matt?
Me? I don't know if I can
How
top
about you?
that. I really a TV show. I mean, Undergrads was it for the longest time because it ends on the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But I mean, other shows, I don't know. It's more so cartoon shows like that. Like, I was disappointed there was no more Extreme Ghostbusters for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it was good. I was surprised they didn't continue it. But yeah, but now there's so many shows out that are getting one-off. Like, if they don't do another Kenobi, it's just gonna seem like kind of a waste where Ewan McGregor's willing to do the show. Like, just let him do another goddamn season, you know?
But they didn't leave it on a cliffhanger, though.
No, they didn't. They
Oh.
don't have to, but they
No,
should.
exactly. Like, what did you think about the Sarah Connor Chronicles?
You know what? I never watched that.
Oh, right. I totally forgot about that show.
It's a
That
girl
show,
Terminator,
2
right?
seasons. No, well, yeah, it's a girl Terminator, but they had Lena Headey as Sarah Connor, who was awesome. But the show got left on like a huge cliffhanger where they all travel into the future, and that was it. It's like 10 minutes after the show aired, it's like Fox cancels Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles. Like, what the fuck?
They did that with the Pauly Shore show. It made it like 2 episodes. I remember. And it's like Clerks, you know?
Or, I was literally about to say, or Clerks the cartoon.
Yeah, they played in the wrong order, and then they canceled it after the second episode.
But that's funny because that's what Fox did to Firefly.
They played them in the wrong order?
Well, because episode 1 establishes everything. It's a space western after a civil war. Episode 2 is something else. Episode 3 is where episode 2 is where they rob a train with a spaceship. And so on. So instead of showing episode 1, they started with episode 2, then 4, then 1.
Brutal.
And then they went all the way through, and they didn't show the last episode. We had to wait till it came in on DVD.
I don't know, man. Like, it's a double-edged sword right now, like, with social media, because, like, that happened now, the complaints would be so high that they would have to put out a statement or they would have to fix it, you know? But back then, so few people were in charge of so many important things that they could just get away with doing shit like that, which really sucks.
Well, I mean, do you remember back, I really hate to admit that I watched this show. Do you remember Saved by the Bell?
Yeah, Saved by the Bell is amazing.
Right. Do you remember the drug episode where they got an actor in to like do an anti-drug episode or an anti-drug ad in the school? And it turned out he was like doing pot, which is absolutely hilarious now.
I don't remember that.
And at the end of the episode, they had Brandon Tartikoff, who was the head of NBC, come in to do the anti-dope episode or the anti-dope commercial.
That's amazing.
And he was the guy who like made all the decisions on the TV shows, and he would show up on them.
Weird.
Like, I was watching the other day, and I've been watching old Night Court, and he showed up on Night Court.
That is
right?
bizarre. I did not expect this to take this turn.
You didn't think I watched Night Court?
No, I haven't even heard of anybody say that in a long time.
No, not the new one, the old one.
No, I know.
With Harry Anderson.
I didn't say it was bad. I just am like,
Yeah.
I didn't expect that to come out, today. Like this.
Dude,
this
I loved old sitcoms.
Look, Sully's
right
having
from
a breakdown right now.
No, it's okay. I look something on both my eyes. I'm trying to look good for
He's
the
getting
camera.
emotional about this show.
I was like, shit, dude. Oh, why did I? What is going on? Anyways, keep going. Ignore me.
Oh shit.
But yeah, you're right. There's so much crap out there now. It's just hard to get a good quality product.
I don't know what the hell is going on anymore. I used to think I knew what was happening Like I could
Well,
guess when something's good, but now it seems like all over the place. I don't know.
Well, and this fall, Netflix is going to get even worse because they don't really make they make their own stuff once in a while now, but coming in the fall, it's going to be there's going to be wrestling on Netflix.
Oh right, I heard about
like
that.
live stream wrestling.
I remember that. They paid a lot of money for that. I
Oh,
think
oh,
they'll
yeah.
make a shitload of money though. It'll be
Oh,
crazy.
oh, they will, because like the WWE is canceling their network a month before.
Wow. So
And-
Monday Night
and-
Raw will be on Netflix.
And SmackDown
My
and
God, they're gonna make
NXT.
so much money.
Wow, I did
And-
not know it
and-
went that deep.
And the thing is, right now, if you have the WWE Network, you pay, I think it's like Canadian $12 a month, and you get all their premium live events, which are called basically pay-per-views. And now you get them when you get your Netflix subscription.
Interesting.
So
I
they're
don't
just-
even know when my Netflix comes out. I just got it during the pandemic, and it's just
Yeah.
like I don't even watch it. Cora watches it, I think.
Yeah, I think I watch it because there's like 3 or 4 TV shows left that are on it that I watch regularly.
The only subscription I have that I'm like, holy shit, I still have that is Apple.
Yeah,
And it's so expensive every month, but I use Apple
I-
Music and I use Apple TV all the time, so
well, I only use Apple TV for to watch For All Mankind. So when it comes out, I like subscribe for 2 months and then I shut it off.
I pay almost $40 a month for my Apple subscription, but I use it every single day. I use Apple Music
Yeah.
constantly. I'm always listening to it.
I use Spotify.
Hey, we're on Spotify and Apple.
I know, right? And Apple.
Oh, plug in the podcast
And YouTube. Catch us on
And
YouTube.
So
I was
let's
looking at the
say
other
pretty-
stuff, but I was like, I don't know. I can't keep.
Some of them are really obscure.
Yeah, they're obscure, and like I didn't want to stretch out our like. It was a lot of work. I was like, fuck TikTok, and all that. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Well, it's funny because we're sitting here talking about promoting your podcast, and to be honest, this weekend at YCon, which is going to be June 30th, 1st, May 30th, June 1st, and June 2nd in Yarmouth. That's my shameless plug. Now they're going to give me free stuff.
Ooh.
Right? Just leave the money on the table. It's fine.
It's
And like
a knock at your door.
I have 3 panels that weekend. I'm just going to push the podcast the whole time.
I wish that. Okay, once we do I think once we have a year of episodes, I'll feel better. But I didn't know what we were doing or how it worked.
I mean, you kind of had a format when you started, and now
Sully's
it's just like, let's
goes-
have fun.
Well, I think it's good to pepper in the fun, because
Oh, yeah.
our personalities got to come out. Sully's dying here. What's
Oh my
happening?
god!
on,
All right,
buddy. What-
I was
what?
talking to one of the camera guys the other day, and he was like, "Sully, man, I love your stuff. You were great." I was like, "Oh, you watched oh man, yeah, thank you." It's like, dude, man, the stories you tell are wild. I was like, man, yeah, thank you. I really try. I've been doing it for a while. Me and my buddy are like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So when are you gonna go on stage again? I was like, what? And I was like, you do stand up. You're great. I was like, stand up.
Oh God, I know the guy he's thinking of.
Yeah. I was like,
What?
I was talking about my podcast, and he's like, oh, I just watched you last night. You
There's
were
a
at
comedian that looks just like him.
What?
yeah. He
I
looks
can't think of
sounds
his
like
name.
me,
Name, I'm
and his
gonna
name
find him.
his name is Sully Arthur apparently,
Okay,
and
I'm
he looks
Googling
and
him.
sounds just like me. I
Hold on,
couldn't
hold
find
on.
this guy for the life of me,
Sully
but I was just like, what? And then everybody in the other camera crew was like, yo, your set was great. I was like, what is going on?
Sully Arthur.
Sully Arthur?
Apparently, yeah.
This can't be the right picture because this. I mean, it does look like you.
No,
But no.
Hold on.
Sully Arthur?
comedian. Sully
Yeah,
Arthur.
he played into Shoe Shop I think last Thursday.
What? Sully
Nope,
Arthur?
I got- Matt, you
Yeah.
have social media? No, we don't. Never mind. We can't find this guy.
I use Twitter, but
If anyone listening knows this comedian and let's get him. No.
I seen that photo too. I was looking for that.
If anyone knows him, reach out to the podcast because I get the feeling we kind of want him. I want if I'm looking at the screen, I want Sully and Sully comedian over here.
this is ridiculous. I don't
Yeah,
see
I thought-
anything about this Sully Arthur guy. Now we have to find him.
Yeah.
I thought it was so
Goals.
funny. I was like, what?
That's hilarious. I mean,
Yeah.
it's funny you were saying that, sir, because I remember Lauren, one of the camera assistants, came up to me and was like, "Dude, the Gundam, Sully," and I'm like, "Whoa, you actually listened to us? Like, I'm so
Yep.
sorry. Like, you must have been really bored."
Yeah.
But
I can't remember what it was. One of my friends came up to me one day. I rarely see people in person, so it was really weird. And it's like, Matt was telling a story one day, and then you guys started joking about something. We never heard the end of the story. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah, sometimes
I try to make it pivot back, but we get so far on, and then sometimes I bring him out, and he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, he doesn't even remember."
yeah, I'm like fishbowl. I'm hitting the side of my fishbowl. Like I have no idea what's happening.
I'm
think
trying, guys. I'm trying for
Yeah.
you, the audience.
I think when it's 3 or more, I think we get really off topic real easy. Like me and Matt were really good on the Clerks one.
Yeah, that one was pretty good because I
Right?
think it's
Not-
just because we like Clerks so goddamn much,
Yeah.
But yeah, like
Not that I don't like what's going on here. Just
no, honestly, I kind of prefer these. I not prefer these ones. I think that the only way I can do the specialty episodes is if we do like 3 episodes like this and then do like a really like pinpoint one. Like even talking about like the Phantom Menace episode. Like we kind of talked about the Phantom Menace, but we got off topic so much that it's almost like. Why are we
fuck
talking
Jake
about it
Lloyd.
if we don't get off topic? Like it's
Yeah.
half the fun. So
Um.
also we're doing an Attack of the Clones episode if you guys want to.
Oh, I hate sand.
It gets everywhere.
But don't forget Halloween.
Oh yeah, are you afraid of the dark, Sully?
Are you afraid of dark?
We got to do.
You gotta start watching now, buddy.
Yeah. We're gonna have a fire. We're gonna throw some stuff in.
Like all the way in Halloween, like a Halloween episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that was. I was just like, why we like the movies? What
We
were you
could
talking
do
Well,
the
it's gonna-
John
it's-
Carpenter one
It's
too.
gonna be so cold come Halloween to do it outside though. Maybe we should do it in the summer and just save it.
Let's just start a fire in my house.
Yeah,
Side
sure,
note:
why not?
all this
Yeah.
stuff will be gone in like 2 months
What?
behind me. Yeah.
Why?
This entire room is going to disappear.
Why?
Because I need to make this into Bennett's playroom. So
So where's all the stuff go?
I have no idea. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Can I come house some of it for you?
Put it on personal loan. I'll be like, John has Empire Strikes
You-
Back poster.
You're paying Matt a certain percentage a month to have the stuff.
That would be funny. People do that,
I know.
Home
People do
Sense.
that.
Not Home Sense. Remember there was a store and you could go and rent couches and stuff?
Easy rent or easy, whatever.
It was like
Yeah.
that, and you could go and you could basically furnish. If you got like a temporary apartment, like say if you worked on set and you got
Yeah.
sub-rented apartment for 3 months, you could just furnish your whole apartment for $500. Like, 100-inch TV, a leather couch, all this crazy bullshit, like tables, lamps, all of it, artwork for the walls, and you just pay this flat every month to keep all this shit, and they deliver it to you in like a cube truck, and they furnish your apartment for 3 months. It's crazy. It makes no sense, but it's kind of cool. Sully's like,
Yeah. This is what I'm gonna do.
I feel like Sully, you should like get a camera, like a webcam that's zoomed in more, and just put a big screen television behind you, and you could just put in whatever video wall things you want. It would be hilarious.
Okay,
Yep.
so I'm technically trying to aim towards something like that.
Oh,
Okay, so you guys seen it in the Yu-Gi-Oh episode where I have a desk set up here. I just need a good monitor, and then I can have I can push everything a bit back, like slightly. There's very little room, as you can see by my door. That's where my wall ends. So if I push my couch any further, it's just gonna be in front of my door. So,
small sacrifice.
audio listeners and
you-
YouTube knows what I'm talking about.
But you can get you could. Well, I'm not going to say where you could get one, but you could get a couple of uprights and a crossbar and just hang a sheet behind you.
True.
My butt is touching the couch. Like
Why don't you sit on the couch?
I tried this. It is sitting like the first few episodes. I was on the couch. All right, I went through this phase.
Oh,
I really tried to make it work, but I got so uncomfortable, and then the mic picked up all my moving noises so much more.
Oh,
and
yeah.
yeah, and then I was
you-
like, I can't do this, so I pushed everything forward.
That's so
and now,
funny.
Now
what's
I'm in
funny?
the lawn
If-
chair. Just
If I had the couch, I would lay on the couch and talk.
Like one of the French girls.
Yeah, like Oh, guys, that episode of Perfect Strangers was amazing.
You have like the heart of the ocean on you. That would be funny. I just picture this side view of Sully, and he's like floating in front of the couch, and it's like really like not making any sense at all.
I hide a bunch of my shit right behind me, so that's where I get away with like, wow, there's nothing on this couch. Like, there's a bunch of shit on you.
Oh wow, some perspective there. You know, that's the thing is that
I learned that in film school.
Thanks, Lord of the Rings. You can't even tell that you're sitting on a chair in front of your couch. It looks like you're sitting on your couch because I always crop it into your picture so we get more of your face, so you can't even tell that you're not on the couch.
And I have 2 of my couch cushions sitting inside my couch because,
Oh
I could
my
have the
God.
sword view in my Metroid little painting here.
This is some behind the scenes action.
What are we doing behind the like Matt's got all the cool stuff behind him, Sully's got cool stuff behind him. All I have is like a little bit of artwork in my jumpsuit.
That's all you need, man. That's all
Dude,
you
I had
need.
nothing for a good while other than the sword, so like the biggest upgrade I got is this painting.
It's a good painting though.
Yeah. I got
wanna-
it done from the local artist.
Dude, we should try to get him on because his stuff is really cool.
Who?
Yeah,
The
he does
spray paint guy?
Yeah, he does a
Mhm.
lot of cool shit.
I know who you're talking about.
Who are we talking about?
You're talking about the spray paint guy who does like the planets and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, I know that guy. Yeah, I seen his art.
Yeah.
I seen his stuff. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Do you want to? I mean, you could ask him. I mean, Jesus Christ, I think I've got $200 or $300 worth of his artwork on my walls.
Hey, get him on. We'll talk to anybody. You know,
I think I need a guest outside of the guests that we usually get.
Cora
You're not
had
even a
some-
guest anymore, John.
I
Like,
know.
We called you a
Yeah,
guest
I know.
once, and then
I
you just
remember
never
episode
stuck.
13 is like super special guest, and then two episodes later, he's back.
And then every
I know.
second episode, it's like, so John's back again.
Yeah, it was funny too because I remember we were getting you back. I was like, wait, John's
Wait.
getting back like the next episode later. I was like, what are we? What?
When do I become recurring? When do I go from recurring cast to main cast?
I feel like you're almost there. I think Cody was almost there too, but he got really busy working on a movie. He
Oh,
always
yeah.
is working on movies. It's mostly Star Trek, but he wants to be on that episode about conspiracy theory stuff. Like he's super
Yeah.
into that. So
Oh.
I can't wait to hear. I want to do all the space conspiracy theory stuff because there's just so
like
much.
we didn't go to the moon.
Oh, deeper. Like the Halley's
Oh.
Comet cult stuff and like the Earth being flat. Some people think that
Okay.
the moon's made of cheese. That's
It
interesting.
has been long enough that everybody has forgotten about that, about the suicides from during the comet.
I know.
I still
It's.
remember
I gotta bring
Like-
it back.
that.
I was talking. No, I wasn't talking to someone. I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about a particular orange-faced, yellow-haired political figure in the States who will go unnamed.
Jesus.
About how his supporters are basically a cult now.
Yeah. I mean,
And
they
he was
always
saying,
were.
and they were no, but like big time now. And they were saying they were joking around about it. And they're like, but just remember, if he says to drink the Kool-Aid, do it.
Oh my God.
And his wife is like 20 years younger than him, and he thought she stopped, and she's like, well, what's that supposed to mean? And they had to give her a history lesson of the Hale-Bopp comet and the
Yeah.
Heaven's Gate cult, and
It's pretty crazy. Like, there's holy fuck. There's just, I find conspiracy theory stuff so hilarious because my dad is always watching the History Channel. So whenever I will come over, he'll be like, "Did you hear about the crystals on Mars and how they're powering the space shuttle?" And I'm like, "The space shuttle's been retired for the crystals. They're what? What? What are you watching?" And because it's called the History Channel, it sounds legitimate, but it's just like a ton of garbage most of the time. That's crazy, and people actually believe all this shit. I think people still believe that there's a face on Mars. Do you guys remember that? There was like the big.
Gary Sinise, he debunked that.
Yeah, I mean it was ridiculous, dude. What's that movie called? Mission to Mars.
Mission to Mars.
Movie's so terrible but great. Yeah, just shit like that where it's like, oh my God, if that was true, don't you think everything else would be different in every day-to-day life if we could just, depend on that crazy shit that's actually real? Or Oak Island, there's another one. Holy shit.
Oh my God.
That's a rabbit hole.
That show, eventually that whole island's just going to disappear because they keep digging it up.
There's
but-
sinkholes in the island apparently. I looked at it on Wikipedia once.
how much longer are they going to keep that going? They're never going to find anything.
If I
Dude.
learned anything in the past 5 years, there's literally nothing that will stop Oak Island.
No.
Because I thought I thought I saw seen so many life changing, world changing events, and then for some reason Oak Island was still the one at the door. Like, hey, we want equipment. I'm like, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ! Like
it's true.
every time, like everything shuts down, and then the Oak Island's the only guys like, yo, where's our stuff? I'm like, oh my god, you guys just power through literally anything. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure if like Oak Island got sucked into like a tsunami, dragged underwater, they just go make a hot underwater episode about like how does shit we have to go
That's a
there.
conspiracy theory, Sully. That actually happened. I don't know if you know that. No, it's true though. Like they really got through the quarantine stuff because they were an actual island. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. And at this point, I always joke that like the treasure is the show now. You know, like it is making
But-
so much
but-
money.
But like between what the production company's given them and the fact that they have to hire Irving Equipment to come up because they're so big into the project,
Yeah.
they probably don't make any money on it.
I don't know, man. I've seen those episodes where they have like the guys at Irving, and they're like, we're using augmented reality to show you what we're gonna be doing to like the money pit this episode,
Oh.
and it's like they're stopping the sea with a wall and bringing cranes and shit, and it's insane.
Matt, I gotta tell you something. It was really cool. My new job, we are bringing in a fully remote controlled crane next week.
Ooh, that's cool.
Like I'm so excited. Like I've never been excited about equipment until I started working for this job, and they were showing me one. It's like you know what a telehandler is? It looks like a forklift with like a really really long arm on it.
Yeah.
So they have a telehandler that's like able to lift like 6,000 pounds per lift.
Jesus.
No, 60,000 pounds per lift.
I was gonna say, okay,
And-
that's better.
Anyway, so what it is, you have to drive it up to the work site, put the outriggers down, and you can get it with a remote controlled unit and like lift stuff up with it so you can see everything. But the one they're bringing in next week is fully automated. It actually has a recall feature. So you go to a spot on the job site with a clear path, you just press a button and the damn thing drives towards you.
Whoa, that's neat.
Right?
That's some like Chernobyl shit.
Yeah.
Where they were like driving the moon stuff they never ended up using up there.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like technology's come a long way, and this thing's coming all the way from France, so it's like been on a ship for like 60 days already.
Man, that's wild. There's so much crazy shit going on that like
Yep.
we don't even know about. Sully, you didn't get to ask a question yet. We've literally just
ask-
done 2 questions, and it's been an hour and a half almost.
Wait, what
Yeah.
question? Wait,
Any
you were the one.
questions?
You were the one doing the questions. You're the one who forgot to ask.
I
the
know, but I
question.
thought that you wanted to jump in here and ask any question. Do you have anything?
Oh right.
You know,
Uh,
cooking? Are you cooking over there, Sully?
No, I'm just a good standby, and I also got to say I think Oak Island is probably Nova Scotia's most popular show,
Oh yeah.
bar none. For the longest time I was like I thought it was Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
But I was-
Park Boys.
I was clearly proven wrong by the popularity and sheer amount of force that is Oak Island, because no matter what area in the world at this point you can go to, people fucking know Oak Island.
It's true.
It's insane how many people watch this show.
Yeah, but I can go anywhere in the world and go worst case Ontario, and people know I'm talking about the Trailer Park Boys.
Hmm. Yeah.
it's crazy. I thought that too. Like even like Snoop Dogg, and they have a Netflix
Yeah.
special stuff like that.
He-
But
they're opening for him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
god, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I guess he hasn't been here since then, right? Remember he got in
No.
trouble because of the
No,
camera
I'm-
girl?
Dude, I was at Harbor Station in St. John at the last time he was here. He was an hour late. Everybody was high the whole time.
Ridiculous. I love his
Right?
cooking show with Martha Stewart. He's just kind of
Oh,
like
yeah.
fumbling around, and she's like, "No, you got to, Snoop, you got to measure this," and he's like, "I'm sorry," and you're like,
Such
"I want this to happen."
such an odd combination.
It's beautiful.
man, he's funny as a Twitch streamer too, because he just doesn't hits play and starts playing whatever game. Then he was like, "Oh shit, I gotta go do something," and he just walks away from stream for like 4-6 hours. And the crew,
And
everyone's
people
like,
still watch.
his people are like, "Yo, is he coming back?" At one point, I remember he was like, I think he's playing Forza, and he ended up flipping his car. He pauses it, throws his controller. Fuck this game. Ah! And he got up and didn't even end stream, and he left stream up for like 3 days because he
Oh
just
my
didn't touch that
God.
rope.
That's hilarious. I want to be
Yeah.
that rich. God damn it. I haven't played any video games in like forever now. It's awful.
Dude, my Xbox has been sitting here for like a month and a half. I haven't turned it on.
I just even doing this, Sully knows. I was like, we can't do it tonight, or we can't do it tonight. Like every day was a delay
Yeah.
because it's getting so. It's almost like getting more difficult to get everything done every day. It's like, at first I was like, there's a baby, I can do this. There's time,
Yeah.
but now
Yeah.
it's like, and I'm like, holy shit, everything is coming true. What people said would happen.
It's like The Simpsons, right? When Homer's like, I used to rock and roll all night and party every day. And then it was every other day. And now I'm lucky to find half an hour a week to get funky with my bad self.
Dude, it's crazy. Like if Bennett goes to sleep, I'll be like, should I just nap for like 30 minutes? Should I try this? Should I try to read a chapter of a book? Should I even attempt a video game? Oh wait, I have to clean the counters off and get his food ready for the next. And I'm like, before I know it, I've run through all the possibilities and run out of time. And I'm like, I'm no farther ahead somehow. This is wild. I have to do some more baby chats episodes because there's so much that me and Cora have missed talking about.
Can I do a baby chats episode with you guys where I can just ask parenting questions? That
Sure, that would be hilarious.
Like let me like run through it because I still have so many questions. Like after I got to spend time with you guys a couple of weeks back. Yeah, geez, because you guys were the first Nova Scotians I saw when I came back.
Hey, the door is
right?
always open. We got the fire pit finished now.
Oh, dude, you gotta let me do something though. Hold on, I gotta show you this.
Just
really
a
quickly.
dick pic. I'm like, okay, there it is.
No, maybe.
Uh,
So I have a friend who is like my sister, and believe it or not, remember when Cora said, do you want to hold Bennett?" I'm like, no. Look, I was actually holding stupid ring light. I was actually
hey,
holding a kid.
you
It
did
was
it.
crazy, and he took my glasses off, and
Yeah,
yeah.
they love to do that. My
Yeah.
Bennett broke my mom's like little band on the back of her. He just ripped it right off so
Yeah.
fast.
Wow.
Babies love
Yeah.
to steal shit off your face.
So I'll take my glasses off, and like maybe he won't freak out if I hold him.
I think it would be fine. Like I
Yeah.
was the same as you, man. I wouldn't hold any babies. I wouldn't hold my
No.
sister's babies because I was so
I'd-
scared.
I'd hold like
Wow,
I didn't
genuinely
my
shocked by all this.
yeah my niece, I didn't like pick her up till she was like 6.
Yeah.
I was worried I was gonna break her. And you'd think I'd be used to it because like growing up the way I did, I handled calves, and calves are like not breakable. Like they weigh out at like 50 pounds as soon as they're born. So,
Jesus.
but yeah,
Well, yeah, I was always worried because I just didn't know how to hold them properly or like drop
Yeah.
them. Scared.
I used to
you just
carry
hold them
my
under the arm, right? Like just like this.
One leg.
yeah.
I'm like, just Terminator 2 style. Hold them up by a set of coveralls.
Oh yeah, that part is wicked. Uncle Bob.
Yeah. I used to carry like a lot. Obviously, my siblings and their babies, even sleep with them sometimes.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm already very used to babies. So I'm kind of shocked that you guys were so nervous about it at first. It's kind of funny,
Well,
to be honest.
I think it's
I-
because
like-
we just didn't have them around us,
No.
all the time.
Like sleeping with a baby would just drive me nuts. I had a kitten once, and we had her sleeping in the bed with me, and I rolled over on top of her, and it was just like, oh, I felt so bad. And I'm like, oh god, if I ever have a kid and do that, they're gonna die.
Dude, even when you're leaving the hospital now, they're like, do not sleep in the bed with this baby under any circumstances until they're like, I think it's like a year and a half. It's like a rule.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to put a blanket on them. You have to have them upright and wrapped like their arms so they can't get their arms out for X amount of months. It's crazy. The science and all the research changes.
Not-
like, even my
not me,
mom
man.
is
If I
like,
ever-
holy fuck.
If I ever have kids, I'm gonna be like, nope, we're gonna get them like super soldiers by the time they're 5.
He cuts to you putting them in like the Chris Evans thing that's opening
Yeah.
up. And...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes in, little cherub, little baby comes out, totally patriotic and buff.
He's just buff.
You just give him steroids like every day just to
Oh
get
my
him buffed up.
Now we're cooking. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, babies, I've always just been really like afraid of how fragile they are. And like I said, I never had them around me. Like my sister was only 2 years younger than me, so
Yeah.
there's no babies
My
around.
sister- my sister was older than me. A lot of my friends had kids, but like when you're single and you don't have and you don't have kids, they don't tend to hang around with you a whole lot because they're like, no, we can't go out with you to that bar because we got the kids and
It's
you can't get a babysitter. It's like, all right, whatever.
Honestly, sometimes it's just so much work to even find somebody to like look after them, and you're like, I just won't do anything. I'll just stay at home,
Yeah.
But at least with the podcast, I can still. It's like we're kind of hanging out. Like this is the only social thing I've been doing for the past 3 months. So
Well, and,
doing
and
great.
we've got that thing planned where you guys need to get a babysitter.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, remember we talked about it last time we were there? It's
What
a
is
thing
this
we're not allowed to
thing?
tell Sully about because
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna love this. You're gonna be.
Yeah.
This is all. Yeah. We can't
There's
say
gonna-
anything else.
there's going to be an episode of the podcast where it's just going to be Sully's reaction to the videos.
Yeah, it's gonna be so great. I'm stoked actually. That could be like our best episode, I think, to be honest.
Yeah.
No spoilers for you, Sully. God damn
Yeah,
it.
I'm also cooking up one episode. It'll probably be a special. It take me a lot longer to make than I thought it was going to be. I'm still like making progress because I didn't realize how hard it is to make a game show.
That does sound
Well,
interesting.
look- Look at the Are You Afraid of the Dark episode. Matt and I were going to do that a couple of weeks ago, and then Matt was like, I've watched like 2 episodes. I got to watch more.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I got to watch a lot more too.
I had Sully on when I was like, I'll do a test in front of our fire, and it just went. We couldn't use the episode. It was fucked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it just kept fucking up every like 10
Yeah.
minutes or so.
I love using my other good camera because it's very clear, but there's like a 50-foot cable that goes to it, and like the batteries
Even-
could run out. And
Even when we were initially doing it, we were really like limited to how the capabilities of that was going for us for a bit.
yeah, it was yeah, because I was like, we'll just do YouTube videos and just pull the audio out. That's all we do anyways. Because I was like, we'll
Yeah.
hit 2 birds with one stone. We'll have video on YouTube. We'll have audio on Spotify or Apple. But originally I wasn't even gonna do any video. But it's just kind of like, why not? We're already
Might as well.
recording the audio, Sully's got to make out as a YouTuber somehow. God damn it.
I'm trying to cook up a video. DaVinci has been like, I've also been having problems with DaVinci, trying to edit some videos. And I think I totally forgot how much I'm a bit of a perfectionist in editing stuff. So I've been like,
I mean, I've been trying to do the same thing. I mean, like making content is hard, and Jesus, OnlyFans is just so hard on you with their stuff. So
that's what the jumpsuit's there for, not
Yeah. The sexy
you-
Ghostbusters.
you've heard of a Chippendale dancer? I'm a Chips Ahoy dancer.
Oh my good
Ooh.
God. And that's where we're gonna end the episode today.
Oh no, not on that one.
We had some sexy shenanigans throughout this episode.
Really did.
Yeah.
I'm
Let's
turned
do a
on
mag-
right
let-
now thinking about that.
Let's do a Magic Mike episode next time.
Sully does the intro. He just has the bow tie on. He's like dancing in front of his couch with the sword.
You put on Pony by Genuine. I'll give you some content.
Oh my, that just happened.
Dear
Just
Lord,
happened,
my
didn't
God,
it?
we really went
So
there.
yeah. So can we do the shameless plugs again before we go?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean,
Okay,
that's
cool.
the ended episode, anyways. But
So yeah, YCon Yarmouth, YCon. I think it's ycon.ca or yarmouthcon.ca. I can't remember. I'm so horrible at this. Check them out. I'll be there. I am doing the main stage show at 4:00. Of Ghostbusting Opportunities.
What day is it on again?
It's Friday and Saturday and Sunday, May 30th, June 1st, and June 2nd. But I'm only there one day. Special guest and all.
Oh yeah. Then you'll just become a
Yeah.
reoccurring person like the Slush podcast. You'll be there all the time.
ball and chain gets heavier.
I look forward to this though.
Yeah, this is fun.
I don't. I'm excited to go to the con. I'm not looking forward to the 4-hour drive to get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say Yarmouth is like you're literally going to the end of Nova Scotia. It's crazy.
And we're going both directions.
Oof.
So
Oh
we're
my
going
God.
down the 103 to get there and coming back through the valley on the 102.
Dear Jesus. Podcast
And-
on the road with us.
And I guess
I-
I'll do.
I-
Go
yeah.
on.
Do it.
Do it. I'm just gonna end the episode. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll do my shameless plug as well. I
Oh.
go by side name as Sully Arthur. I'm a comedian. I You were right, Mike. I was me on stage the entire time.
Dun, dun,
I just
dun.
wanted to see everyone's reactions because I can't let you guys know where I work,
Wow.
what I'm doing. I can't even let you guys know what I'm doing. I can't repeat my stories that I do in the podcast and stand up. Nah, I gotta save some spicy stuff for the real audience. You know, the people watching this video. We're on Apple, Spotify. Remember to comment your stuff with the weirdest questions we even asked. There wasn't really a bunch of questions. I'm being pretty honest, but you know, we went somewhere.
It's true.